Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We got some breaking news. You probably saw the announcement today, but if you didn't, we get it straight from the source, as usual here on Passive Income Investing to have you covered on everything that is high yield covered call investing. So I have with me two very special guests, Mike Venuto, who you know is a co-founder at Tidal, which YieldMax, Defiance, it's all kind of under the Tidal umbrella and amongst other things. And of course, we have Jay Pestricelli, which is the brains behind the options for the YieldMax ETFs, Defiance. So let's get started right away. I'll give you the word, Jay. What is this breaking news that we have today that was
Yeah,
announced?
so first off, thanks for having us.
Pleasure.
Passive Income Investing has always been a supporter for YieldMax, so thank you. Look, the news we want to break is that ZEGA's operation and Tidal's operation are merging, and we just wanted to get that news out to everybody to have an understanding that, look, this is a great integration of two firms that I think have been innovative in the ETF space together. And we thought it made sense to let everybody know that we're going to take our two forces together, combine, and now we'll be, one entity. And so ZEGA financial folks that are managing the YieldMax portfolios today will now be under Tidal, including myself. I'll be the chief trading officer at Tidal, working directly with Mike. But the day-to-day operations, everything is going to stay as is. But we thought it was a big enough deal to break the news here because it really is, it's always been quite the partnership between our two firms. I'll let Mike talk a little bit about Tidal in a second, but I tell you, I couldn't be happier to move on from all of the things associated with running a business and registration, and you're paying bills and you got really all that stuff. And now we can focus solely on running the portfolios and trading. And so we think this is really, we think it's better for all of the funds and the investors as well to be able to continue to deliver the innovative products that we have.
Awesome. That's great. So I think, I'm sure investors in YieldMax, Defiance, are gonna have a bunch of questions. So this is why it's perfect that you guys are here to answer some of these questions. I think the first thing is how is the integration gonna affect or strengthen the YieldMax ETFs, the YieldMax platform? What are gonna be the benefits for the actual investors who hold some of these ETFs, like myself?
Yeah, so I'm gonna jump in on that one. First off, thank you for being investors, and thank you for trusting us with the operations and trading of these assets. And that growth is why this transaction makes so much sense. So, as of January 2nd, the combined entity of ZEGA's trading team and Tidal is about 90 employees. That includes 9 people in compliance, almost 20 people in trading and back office and things like that, another 15 or so in administration, operations, legal. Like, this is a real infrastructure that in order for us to continue to go as we were, Jay would have had to build all that at ZEGA. It just didn't make sense. So the combined entity allows efficiency. It allows Jay and team to focus on trading, focus on getting the strikes right, all the things that all the other videos love to nitpick and get through. And we love it. We love it. We listen. We hear you. And so this really is about leveraging the infrastructure that Tidal has built as the number one ETF white label platform, right? You mentioned YieldMax, where there's also Defiance. There's also now the Nest Eggs, the Fire Funds, the SoFi, Amplify, Cambria. I mean, we are behind 190 funds and close to $30 billion in assets. And these are all our clients' ideas, and we want them to grow. We want to give them more solutions. And I couldn't be more excited that somebody who came to me with a buy and hedge strategy 4 years ago, we're now merging and have grown amazingly with innovations into multiple different types of products.
Awesome. Awesome. And regarding the enhanced trading capabilities or the efficiencies, can you elaborate on that, on what would you expect that to look like, or what is the result of that?
That's you, Jay.
Yep, totally me. So yeah, so look, just having a deeper infrastructure, a deeper bench makes for a more efficient process, right? Actually allows us to continue to deliver more and more versions of the funds, options based strategies. And so, we like to be innovative. We like to be first where we can, and we like to improve on other folks that are out there. And so one of the things that when I think about what this added infrastructure allows us to do, it allows us to continue to find talent in the marketplace. Like I'm going to tell you something. This is the weirdest thing to be happy about. I don't have to run HR anymore at ZEGA Financial. There's a great team over at Tidal. By the way, they gave me this background. Now you can see that.
There it
It's
is.
the first time I'm going to have the Tidal background on a video. So I'm here doing it live breaking. Maybe it's not live,
So you're
but
going to
it's
be
breaking.
you're going to be just on the trading, on
Yeah.
the options more. You don't have to worry about ZEGA's HR, administrative stuff. So
Yeah,
Compliance, legal, all those
Right.
things. It's
Yeah.
all going to leverage the infrastructure we've built here at Tidal and
Okay.
really free up Jay and Scott and the team to work with. A lot of my team has already been working on like YieldMax and 5E and Feature. And so we're putting those teams together. That also gives us more pricing power and the ability to get primes, the ability to get borrows, the ability to get better execution on the options by putting it all under one roof. They're only negotiating with one entity. And this
Okay.
is usually a transaction like this requires a proxy, but because Tidal's always been the advisor and ZEGA's always been the sub-advisor, this is a very simple transaction for us to put the two teams together at no cost to the shareholders.
Okay, and as a shareholder, let's say of a YieldMax, ETF or YieldMax ETFs, how does the integration, ensure continuity? Or what do the investors could expect here? Like any changes with the YieldMax in terms of, let's say, strategies or fees or trading capabilities? What could the investor or the retail investor expect with the integration?
The big news, Adrian, is there's no news, right? I mean, yes, that we're no longer the sub-advisor, we're the advisor on the funds as Tidal, but nothing should change. Nothing will change. Usually, when you have this kind of an acquisition, and really, it's more of the team that's being acquired, the people in the process, right? That's being acquired. When that happens, you have change.
Yeah.
There is going to be no change. The beauty is every single person that worked for ZEGA Financial will now just work for Tidal and do their job day to day, just like they did before, except now with the added infrastructure and support of a larger company, a more mature company.
Okay, so management of the products, performance of the products, yields of the products, you're saying business as usual.
Yep, still on my team today, just like it is now.
Okay. What about Defiance, the Defiance funds? Because ZEGA was a sub-advisor for the Defiance. So how does Defiance fit in?
Exact same thing. So our team will continue to be the trading partner with Defiance under Tidal. So same thing, where ZEGA was the sub-advisor, now Tidal is the advisor, and which always was, and will continue to execute the trading under Tidal. No change there either.
Same for SoFi with Data, same for Nicholas with FIAX and GAIAX, same for the three new funds we just did with the Nest Egg group. I mean, all of these, this deal has been in the works for 9 months, and I know you're asking, it's January 6th when this is coming out. We've been operating for 3 or 4 days like this now, and nobody's seen anything but good stuff work. So it's an awesome thing, and we couldn't be more happy.
And you mentioned Nicholas. I didn't know Nicholas is also part of it. Are those the guys who run the GIAX ETF, which is kind of like a global daily?
Yes.
Okay, so that's all under that's under the Tidal umbrella as well. So you guys are. It seems to me like you guys are really positioning yourselves, especially with this kind of merger or whatever, that to be the leaders in the space, to really be the expert in covered calls, the daily options. Is that the case? Is that what you're trying to achieve? Just try to make it as big and as efficient as possible and really be the experts in this space?
So we already are the, call it, experts in helping people bring ETFs to market, right? Now with this merger, we're bringing the expertise of helping people design options-based strategies, right? So that's really what Jay and ZEGA have been. And when we found this ETF wrapper to work with the YieldMax partners, to work with the Defiance partners, and the Nicholas partners, the Nest Egg partners, the SoFi partners, it just made sense to bring that all in-house, where we can offer this to even more people. So if you've got an idea to do something with options, come to us. Jay and team will figure it out. And maybe we'll launch an ETF together. We're having that conversation with 10 or 15 people a week.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool. So in terms of roles, now I know Jay, you're on a million, you're on YouTube all the time talking about YieldMax and the strategy. Is your role going to change? Are you going to be more like, am I going to be when a new YieldMax product comes out? Am I going to talking to you, Mike, more, or could I still have Jay on the channel? How's that going to work? How are the roles going to
Yeah,
work?
we're not going to deny you any J access, but
Good.
I tend to speak for Tidal as the CIO a little more. Uh, I can't get into the technical stuff to the level that Jay can in the options, but in terms of big brushstrokes, I'm happy to help anytime. And when we want to get into the weeds on something, Jay will be there, or one of our other traders that Jay is, training up and teaching to do and giving all the expertise to. I don't know, Jay,
Okay.
you want to add to that?
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I mean, I think you no, you nailed it on the head, Mike. I will be here for the detail stuff for sure. Continue to do what I'm doing today. Like we said, the intention is not to change anything, right? The intention is to get a little more out of what we've already got. The partnership gets deeper between Tidal and ZEGA. And Mike's right. We first started working together, 4 years ago on the Z Hedge product, which is a hedged equity ETF, but all options based. And so we just think there's more opportunity for us to get out there and look at actively managed option based ETFs, derivative based ETFs. And I'm still the portfolio manager on those funds along with Mike. And so, yeah, you'll get access to us. Again, we don't want to change anything for anybody. We want the investors to get all the information and all the education that they need on these products. And that's always been important with options-based and derivative-based products.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, perfect. Well, that's all the questions I had about the integration. I think the main message for existing investors here is don't worry, nothing is going to change. It's more the back end that's changing. It's going to be more effective, more efficient. Maybe it's going to help with more innovation in the future. So while I have you guys here, I have to ask, what do you see for the future? I mean, the options world is kind of exploding in popularity. I like to say it's going mainstream, the US market. It's not you guys only, right? There's other competitors out there that are doing their own options-based strategy. What do you think is next? Because you could write covered calls on eventually you run out of things. What do you see could be upcoming for the options market in general?
Yeah, look, there's three things you could do with options that you don't do with just long stock, right? You can protect, you can use for income, and you can speculate. Options are great tools for any of those. You've seen this massive flow into the income side, which is what you cover all the time. You've seen the buffered world talk about, protection and limiting risk. What
Yeah.
you're starting to see now is maybe more of the leverage and speculation side start to come out. And without, giving too much away, but you'll start to see products adding that other characteristic of options. Although I will tell you, there's no shortage of ideas when it comes to additional income generating products. So I think you're going to continue to see more and more of those. I'll tell you, as a guy that knows hedging really well, that's what my book was about, whatever that was 14 years ago. Hedging doesn't matter until it matters, until you need it. Most years you don't. When you look at income shows the popularity of something that's regularly providing the benefit of options. I think on the upside, leverage and speculation side, characteristic of options. Well, on that side of things, I think you'll start to see that be more interesting as well. So, nothing, I'm not saying anything that's not known. There's leverage ETFs out there that are doing great today and seeing a lot of popularity. You probably see more going there, along with more and more choices in the income space.
That's honestly what I'm most excited about, to see some more some leverage ops or using the use of options for even more enhanced income. You guys are not alone in the space as well. I think, Granite Shares, I believe, launched their Yield Boost series, which is options on leverage ETFs. So I'm very excited to see what you guys have in store. Like you said, no shortage of innovation coming up, and I'm happy to hear that it's, there's hedging, like you said, protection, but there's also speculation, which is more, you could get higher yield or more options on leverage products. That'll be cool. That'll really be awesome. So that's that's all the questions I have. I think we pretty much covered it. I mean, I see this as overall as good news. It's just like two great companies merging, going to be more efficient. So Jay maybe more involved with the options and things like that. So unless you guys have anything further to add, I think I'm good. I'm okay.
I think we just want to say thank you to you and the
I
community.
appreciate it.
We're always listening. If we hear ideas out there that you guys want, we're going to pay attention and we're going to work with clients to bring them to market.
I appreciate that. It's good to have a voice. That's one of the funnest thing to have a YouTube channel is being listened to because I'm kind of like the conduit with the audience. And you guys know we talked about this a million times. I even talked about it when we were at the stock exchange. I think you guys know what I want the most. So we're looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. So appreciate your time. Thanks, guys, and talk soon. Talk soon.
Thanks, Adrian. It's always great. Appreciate all the support.
All right. Thanks, guys. Take care, Mike. Take care, Jay.